I can't see anything, and welcome back to your favorite podcast in the absolute Milky Way galaxy. Stay relentless with your favorite host, Jesse James West, and today's co-host and guest. Oh my God, dude, I literally just can't see. Hold on. Okay. Today's guest, Anthony, the man, the myth, the legend, Mantello.
Hey. Hello.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. Isn't this odd, like that we're doing a podcast?
Yeah. We did one podcast with each other, but
Oh my God. Okay.
Remember
Throw back to a podcast that we did with David Lade.
I spoke
Me,
a lot
Anthony,
of words.
and David. Anthony just sat there for probably like 45 minutes in silence.
I ate food. I did nothing. But Dave wanted that out of me, that whole podcast.
He wanted you just to sit there?
Yes, because it was a podcast about you. And I was like, I'm not going to be, I literally before the podcast, I said, I'm not going to be in this. And he was like, no, just stay, just sit. I was like,
He just wanted like an audience or something. That's very interesting. But yeah, This kid, if you don't know who Anthony Mantello is, he is a aspiring professional bodybuilder. He weighs about like 245 million pounds of pure mass.
Close.
And has the calves the size of my head that I wish I had.
Well, thank you for the great compliments.
Is that a good intro?
I mean, yeah. I think you got pretty much aspiring is the best word you could have used for me because it's been a goal of mine for the last, 3-4 years.
Before we dive into that,
yes,
we're going to come to that. But I want to just go over, I'm Batman right now.
And I'm is this just the Incredibles?
Mr. Incredible.
Mr. Incredible. This just go by Mr. and Mrs. and
yeah.
Okay, Mr. Incredible.
What's your prefix pronoun?
Pronouns?
You're Mr.?
Mr.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's Mr. Incredible here. Mm-hmm. And wow, that's a crotch shot and a half. Is that the real thing or is that?
No. There's no padding in that area.
Wait, there's no padding?
No.
Oh, dude, good for you, man. Good for you.
Sorry.
I'm dead right now.
Whatever. That's the most comfy.
Oh, my God. I got to stop looking. My bad, dude.
We had a lot of interesting times when we lived with each other, Jesse. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I probably... Let me move this.
Do you have a blanket? So I can... A book?
You want to fucking put a book on you, dude? That's just weird. That's
Everyone's
even
looking
worse.
now. There's going to be a timestamp on this frame.
Okay, so on this podcast, the core talk that I want to go over eventually and stuff, like, we just want you to explain who you are, your story and everything. And
origins.
Your origins, yeah. But how it started, bro. So one thing that we both have in common is that we both played sports growing up.
Yeah.
And I feel like that it determines a lot of values and characteristics in somebody.
For sure.
And I want to kind of go over, like, your background of sports and how you feel like that influenced you being who you are and what you are today.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. I kind of never talked about this before on the internet, but here we go.
I want to hear it.
Want to hear about it? Want to kind of like really deep from my first like remembrance of sports?
Yes, go ahead.
So when I grew up, like where I lived was the suburbs, and I had a lot of kids that were like 4 years older than me that lived on my block. And we'd always play sports outside. And I remember when I got to the age of like first grade, I was like, all right. I remember saying to my dad, like, I want to sign up for sports. And the first sport I could think of was football, because it's like the cool sport when you're young, right? Football.
Yeah.
That's what everyone loves. And I was hoping for football, but my dad signed me up for rec soccer. And I was like, can I curse? You know?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is this? I was like a 6-year-old. I was like, all right.
You're like, what the fuck, Dad?
I wanted the cool sport. I wanted the ones that like, you see the cheerleaders and shit.
Yeah,
football,
yeah.
I got soccer. So I did soccer, played rec, and I was surprisingly just better than like most of the kids, right? And I never practiced. And then I, got my feeling for it, like soccer, continued my ways up. And then as I got a little bit older, I heard about a thing called travel soccer, right? The next best thing. Travel soccer.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to try out for travel. And when I tried out, I forget how old I was. Maybe I was like 6th grade or 5th grade. But that's when I decided to do travel, right? And me and like this age, for some reason, like a bunch of kids tried out for travel. Now it was like the age everyone wanted to do it. And when we did there was only an A team and a B team. It's called the Cosmos and the Sting, right? Cosmos was A team.
What'd you make?
I made the C team.
Oh, no!
No, but hey, the story gets better.
How did you feel, though, when you made the C team?
Oh, it's so good. Don't you worry. You're just getting in for this ride.
I'm so excited. Hit me. Keep going.
Because they had all these kids, and there was some talent now. There was talent now.
Wait, you all right?
Yeah.
What happened?
The thing moved up to my eye, and it covered me.
Yeah, guys, by the way, the reason we're dressed like this, I'm sure you can figure out. It's Halloween, so yeah.
Spooky season.
Spooky. Continue.
So, yeah, they made a C team because, like,
just for you.
Yeah, and also, like, I'm going to be honest, dude, it was so political with parents. God damn it.
Like, dude, I know, right? I relate.
Yes.
I feel like every person that grows up on sports, it's like the daddy ball type thing. Like, and their son is
they have their
coach
group already.
Dad.
Yeah, they have their group already. They're all friends. They're like, they're not really going to add a bunch of players to a team if they're truly, like, supposed to be on that level. So they made a C team, right? I was on the C team, and not to toot my own horn here, but me and this one kid, Mike Casper, were the best. I remember I made 39 goals in one season, 20-something assists, and then he was the opposite. He made more assists than like 20-something goals. Me and him were
the duo.
We had really good chemistry. And then right after that year, we moved up to the B team together. And this is when we both really like soccer. B team, once again, we were killing it. Like, best kids on that team. We were doing great. And then Mike Casper just like took off. He did some like training camp or something like that, went crazy. Now he plays all over. Or at least in high school. He played like England, all these places.
Wow.
But so this was like soccer for me, right? I love soccer. So I was good at it. It taught me a lot about myself. And then I went to the A team eventually, right?
You worked your way up.
All the way up. C for a year, B for 2 years, A for a year. And then after the A team, I went to a like pre-academy team called PDA. And then this is when bodybuilding came into my life.
Oh boy. So you're like what, 15 now?
About 14.
14, okay.
14, yeah. I decided to try out, and like I was, oh my God, dude. My like personality or character trait for me, whenever I would try out for sports, I was a nervous wreck.
Really?
I would be so nervous where it would hinder my soccer skills. So I would just get so nervous. But I guess this year I kind of branched out. Usually I would want to try out with a friend so I felt more comfortable. I did it all by myself, went to PDA. I literally remember just like juggling, warming up in front of the coach like without like anyone. I did really good at tryouts. They pulled me over to the side after the first tryout. They told me I made the team. It was really cool.
Wow.
And like, dude, I even have like old emails. This coach, his name's Simon Muckle.
This kid's just exploiting people on the internet. He's like, by the way, Simon Muckle,
no, he's
Michael Bublé.
He's a good coach. Michael Bublé was the artist of my fucking posing routine.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, Michael Bublé is a G.
Yeah.
So you made the A team,
and then
the coach tells you move what?
I made the pre-academy team.
Pre-academy.
Yeah, so it was like the highest level team I was on.
So you were good at soccer.
I wasn't the best. Like, there was kids way better than me in my town for sure. But I was above average, Okay.
Like,
kind of like everything else, right? Just above average everywhere.
That's quite above average, my friend.
Yeah.
We're asking the girl. Oh my God. Wait, doesn't it? Can I ask you, doesn't it like.
Are we going about sex now?
No, we're not getting there yet. No. Never mind.
You already opened the table. What is it?
I was going to say, like, No.
Come on, I'm curious.
I was gonna say about like shrinkage because of like unnaturalness.
No, that's just my testes.
Did they shrink a lot?
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. I mean, I would say most of the time my balls don't sag too much.
Yo,
your balls sag a lot?
A fair amount, bro.
Okay, I mean sometimes it depends on the weather.
Oh my God, we went from literally talking about soccer to your ball sagging.
Well, you started it.
I know I did start it, all right?
Okay, can I get back to
when it's just hanging out, it's like back to soccer, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Back to soccer.
So, all right, this showed me a lot about myself, Jesse. It showed me I cared. I wanted to get better. I had these character traits I really liked. And success
so what did it teach you about yourself growing up and like going from the C team to the A team and learning soccer and trying out all these things on your own?
Well, that, not too much. What I think about myself, that it's like, it shows I want to be better and I want to get good and I care and I try, right?
Yep.
But for the way I got better is what I still apply to myself, like an everyday type of task, and it's fucking YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. When I was younger, like I would look up like, got to get better at soccer on YouTube, like different like training things, whatever, and I'd watch a bunch of soccer like highlight videos. I remember one summer I traveled to Europe and all I did was just watch soccer highlight videos. And I got significantly better just by watching it. And then I was like, I'm such an extremist and things. I always want to be like the best at whatever I chose.
Yeah.
So during the soccer, when I went to the pre-academy team, I found out about bodybuilding. And that's when
good old bodybuilding.
My whole life changed.
Yeah.
But
were you hooked right away?
Yeah.
What got you hooked though? Was it like the feeling in the gym, the progress?
I think it was the feeling overall, because when I was that young, it was just like the feeling of working out, like working towards something felt really good. Yep. And then seeing the little bit of gains and the photos, and then it's just like, it's just progress and it's addiction.
One thing that I will say is that you went from like 15 to what I would say, or maybe 14, you're saying for training until 17. You have amazing genetics, but you obviously put in the work and you shaped your body really well. And by like 17, you were looking like insane. I remember seeing you online. Like, I think 17 was when I kind of like started hearing about you and things started like happening for your career in bodybuilding. What was the transition of becoming like a good soccer player to becoming like a great bodybuilder and getting known?
Yeah.
Because I know there's a transition that you kind of have to accept and like things go in the past.
From soccer.
Yeah, from like soccer into this new life of social media.
Great story. So it continues with this whole soccer thing I'm going about before.
Yeah.
And so now I made this, it's called PDA, right? I was on that team. First season is the fall, winter, and spring season. The fall season was fine, right? I was still just like working out casually at Planet Fitness. When winter came, I was like, throughout my whole fall, I was watching David Lade, Jeff Side. I was watching like all like the aesthetic dudes on YouTube. And I was like, I want to do what they're doing. So that's when it was first clicking in my head. I remember like coming home from soccer practice, I would sit in this like rocking chair in my parents' house with like my feet up and watching David Lade videos. I remember it was like a Halloween video too, funny enough.
Oh my God, that's funny.
He had the color grade, so he had a drone going through the woods and stuff like that.
That's
like,
funny.
Yeah. So the winter season, I was like, you know what? I was like, I want to compete when I'm 16. I was like, I want to quit soccer. Just like that. I was just like super quick. So then I told my dad. My dad, like literally, think about it. From the start of the story, he signed me up for soccer.
Yeah.
He wanted me to play soccer. He loved playing. He loved watching me play soccer on the weekends. Right. He'd work during the week, weekends, watch me play a game, enjoy it. I told him, I was like, hey, this new hobby I have, bodybuilding. Yeah, I want to do it full time. And he was like, okay. He was like, no.
Did he not take it well?
No.
I don't think most fathers or parent, I should say, isn't really going to take that well, because when you think of fitness, you think of like hobby. You think, I mean, it kind of like is a hobby in a way.
Yeah.
It can
go to the
be
gym
a sport
for X amount of hours. Yeah, and that's all they think.
Like
right?
like most parents are going to the gym after work because they're just like, oh, I'm trying not to get fat.
Yeah,
trying to stay healthy, work on my heart health and stuff.
Maybe lose a couple pounds.
Yeah. And so like when they hear that you want to do the gym full time, that's what they're hearing. They're not hearing, I want to become a fitness influencer. They're hearing, you want to work out for a living? What are you talking about? And I feel like I have a very similar story with that. That's why I want to talk about sports, because like I think a lot of people have pressure from their parents and schools and coaches to play these sports, which is fantastic. I'm so glad I did, and I'm sure you're glad that you did too, and it teaches you so much. But it does put this pressure that when you're good at a sport, it's like you have to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And so like when you told your dad that, what followed after?
So he told me first, he was like, go tell your coach, because I was a good player on this team too.
Don't tell your coach?
Go tell your coach.
Oh, go. Okay.
He was like, go tell your coach. I told my coach, and he did the same thing. He like laughed, and he was like, okay. And then I was like persistent. I was like, no, like this is what I want to do. This is my heart telling me to do. I want to do this. And they're like, okay. And then so after like my dad used to drive me to practice, and it was like just like hostility in the car, just like quiet. And I'm like, I feel bad, but like this is what I wanted to do. And then after that season was over, that was it. My relationship with my dad, like my dad loves me. I love him right now. Everything's great. But he was obviously upset, right? So that whole like next couple years, like next year was just like kind of weird. Like I was now a sophomore in high school, and I wasn't just a bum. I wasn't just being a bum and going to the gym. I worked 2 jobs. I had goals. I wanted to save up for my first car coming up soon, right? Next year, I was a junior. I got my license. So I was saving up for my car, and then I wanted to compete next year too. So I was working towards these goals I set out for myself, but I just knew like, dude, at the end of my soccer season, I was stumbling because I was getting so big. I was getting like 170 on the field.
Yeah.
I started at striker as this whole year went. Striker, like up in the front.
Like the more offensive side of it.
Then center mid.
Okay.
And then I couldn't run anymore, so I got back to center back, which is all the way in the back. And
wow, because you were getting so big?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I was like all the way back, and then, so like soccer was hindering my ability to be a better, bodybuilder. And then I, took this on full force, and then I wanted to rekindle the relationship I had with my dad. I was talking about like, what do I do, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, why don't you just do like high school soccer? So I did. I did high school soccer. I did it for my dad. And it was like the most fun I had in high school my whole life.
Oh, really?
So I loved it. Yeah.
So it ended up turning out pretty good.
It turned out pretty good. Like, kind of like bodybuilding. Like, dude, when I was like took this sophomore year, like break from soccer.
Yep.
And did full body. Like, I was like bulking on mozzarella sticks, pizza rolls, cause
carbs. It's the high school
sodium,
bulk.
Yeah.
I used to have taquitos.
Yes.
Like the fucking frozen ones.
Yep.
I would microwave them and I would down like 13 of them before bed.
Yeah.
I would have horrible indigestion, but like, bro, it would be that. Chicken nuggets.
Yep.
Like the dinosaur
Tyson ones.
Yeah. And then a giant shake, and that was like my bulk. It's insane. I feel like when you're younger, like I don't know, I could eat so much.
You could.
And I know you can eat more than me than I can because you got more mass on you, but like, bro, I would eat like 4,200 calories plus a day and like shovel this food in before bed because you're at school all day. You can't be like, unless you're packing like 4 meals for school, I'm like right before bed, like chugging this like giant 1,000-calorie shake.
It was actually a Jeff Side shake he had.
Oh, I probably did something similar.
It was like blueberries, oatmeal, raw eggs, yogurt.
Oh God.
Like spinach. It was like gross, but I would do it. I would gag every time having it.
What would be your advice to those out there now that are like in high
That
school
age.
trying to get big?
It's patience. Like
Yeah.
you could bulk like as hard as you want, but like if you stick with like 6 meals a day, good, clean, whole foods, and a good amount of them, like that's all you need. You don't need these crazy amount of things. You don't need mass gains. You don't need these shakes we're talking about. You don't need Tyson chicken nuggets unless you want to have it as a meal.
Taquitos.
Yeah, but like just chill, like patience. Like even right now, for me and my age, just patience. Dude, bodybuilders, people that want to have good physiques, like they're mid-20s, 30s.
Yeah.
You know, maturity. So patience, fellas.
Oh my God, bro.
Crazy.
So then you start becoming like a known
Yeah, this
fitness
is when it
influencer.
happens. Yeah.
So then it starts popping off because you put the time in towards it. You started posting more. What was it like posting while in high school though for you? I'm curious because that just sparked in my head because I had a rough time with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, you know what's funny? I probably was like more confident to post then than now because like right now I was like
That's crazy.
I'm like the way I perceive myself now. I'm not like a main social media person. Like I could live without it, but like I do. It's just my job.
Yep.
But like back then, I aspired to be a social media person, so I was so like post or like whatever, you know. So
you started to post. You felt more confident.
I felt more confident. So I started posting when I was in 8th grade. I have like they're still on my Instagram, all of it. I made my first like fitness post, and I just kept posting my progress, whatever it was. I didn't have like any real idea where I was going with it. But this when I was a junior now in high school, like 16, was when like things started going. I started posting like my PRs and like honestly what got me to where I am. Is that what you asked? Was how it got
Yeah, like the transition from becoming like average gym bro to now you're like Anthony Mantello.
Oh, it was collaborations.
Ah.
I was me and Lex. Yeah.
Yeah, Lex Little.
Lex Little became best friends before we had any followers.
I've seen those. What you had messages like in a year, dude. We're gonna be huge. You could be huge and stuff. Like
that was
kind of manifestation.
We spoke it, yeah. I was 15. He was 16. This was when I was like sophomore year.
Yep.
That's when I became friends with him, and we met up at the Arnold Classic in 2019. And then like that collaboration, I remember getting like a couple thousand followers that weekend. I was like, holy shit, this is so cool.
You got like the fame itch.
Yeah,
you know?
right. I was like, oh my God, like more. There's
cool.
like 300 more likes per photo. I was like, more followers. This is sick. This is what I want to do. You know.
Yeah.
This is what I've been wanting to do. And then yeah, it was those collaborations that really helped. And then I kept posting myself and like go on the Explore page here and there. Dude, I remember hashtags were working so well for me. Back then, before the algorithm was like weird and shit. Yeah. I remember like it was crazy. Hashtags worked really well for me.
Because once you get into that like realm of hashtags, like you'll be the top of it, and then everyone sees it.
Yes.
I remember you still put like hashtag Ziz, hashtag aesthetics and stuff. Yeah, I'm sure it still does something.
I hope my analytics thing doesn't. It says it does jack shit.
Really? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think hashtag. Maybe they don't work like they used to.
Dude, social media has changed so much.
Instagram has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I think YouTube's been pretty like
it's the same.
You know, like do people click? Do people watch? You know, shareability, whatever. Yeah. But I think with Instagram, it's like they literally just like only push pages that post reels. In my opinion, like if you don't, if you're not consistently posting reels like daily, it's like I only grow when I post reels or I collab.
Really?
Yeah. Like if I'm on, like if you tag me in a photo, I'll get followers. But like that's it.
Yeah, collaborations. That's how you grow your social media.
It really is. Like so, you started to grow. You went to these events. You went to the Arnold UK. You said or Arnold
Classic.
Arnold Classic. And isn't that where you gave John Skywalker
that was the year
a sexual
before.
thing?
That was the year before.
Okay.
That was just with my father.
I sound sexual thing. He gave him like a device, let's say.
I gave him a double-sided dildo.
Yeah, that.
At the age of 15.
Oh my God. Where'd you even find that?
My dad had to buy it for me.
Oh my! I thought I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Like it was your dad's, and I was like,
no,
"What, dude?"
I don't think my dad's into that. I never asked him about that topic. But
oh my God,
Michael Mantello. I don't think so. I can ask you one day.
One day, from an outsider's perspective, what I saw was you start becoming Anthony Mantello. You start collaborating more. You become a sponsored Gymshark athlete.
Yeah.
That was really cool in the moment,
friendships.
Right?
Me having my friendship with Lex. Then I met David that summer, and I had all.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So you met David that summer. How old were you?
17.
17. And what did like meeting him, what was that like going from, you know, you're watching him, aspiring to be him, to friendship? And obviously you're great friends now, so it worked out, but curious about your thoughts.
It was definitely, when I met you, I was so nervous. I remember, you know me, I have very sweaty hands. Jesse, you've touched them here and there, right? You know,
yes.
Extremely nervous to meet him.
Sorry, I just had to like
it's
chime
fine.
in really quick.
The urge. Yeah. Whatever happened to the I chimed in.
I've been practicing my vocals. Get back on topic, Jesse.
So
come on. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll give you a second. You good?
I don't know why I do things like that
You're
sometimes.
Fair. Yeah.
Continue.
I met Dave that summer, nervous, but Dave, if you ever meet Dave, like you ever like when your first interaction with Dave, you feel like it was a test, right?
Yeah. Why'd you touch me like that?
I just had the urge. You have urge to be weird. I have urges to touch.
Fine.
So he kind of like tests you, right? Like,
yeah. He's like, he looks at you like,
yes, perfect. Hello. That's all you know. Yep.
Like, and he'll say less. He'll just
and then observe you.
Yeah.
So I was very observant on that trip. I met Dave of him. He was being a little like weird and mysterious. He had this special locked box, and like I called him out in front of him. I was like, Dave, what's in that box? And like I was just very pressing. He was pressing me, asking me questions, and I held my ground. And he respected that out of me.
Wow.
And I feel like just by me being who I was, out of everyone, he really liked me. Right? He like liked what I was. I don't know who I was. And then I was kind of just nervous to text him, but then we talked again when we went to the Gymshark event.
Yeah.
And I got sponsored, and it was kind of cool. We became really good friends. And then, I was on Gymshark at that time. Like, dude, my senior year is now transitioning to senior year.
Yeah, you're a senior doing this, but it's COVID though, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
So this is now going to my senior year of high school.
Do people in your high school see this and they're like, holy shit, he's a Gymshark athlete?
I now had like, when I flew to Gymshark at the beginning of my senior year, because I was in October, I now had like 20K followers. And like, in high school, it's kind of like a big deal. Now it could be way different, but like, dude, it was sick. Like
that's people think you're famous, probably.
Yeah, like 8th grade, I wanted to do this, and like holy shit, like I used to wear the same Gymshark shirt in school every single day because I would sweat through my armpits. It was black, and I used to wear it like all the time. It'd be clean, of course.
Do you still sweat a lot through your armpits?
No, just my hands.
I'm glad you got over that.
Thank you. Hyperhidrosis kind of sucks. Is
that what that is?
Yes. If you're struggling with that out there, please go to a dermatologist.
What do they do?
They could give you a thing called Drysol. It's like a prescription armpit thing you put on at night, and it burns your armpits. I had to deal with that for years. I would be in bed banging my head against my bed frame because it would hurt so bad. I'd be scratching my armpits. It kills your armpits. Or you can get Botox,
and then over time
over time just went away, just literally left. I was like one day just no sweat. I was like,
wow,
cool,
sick.
Yeah. So then junior year, I have all these friends now, like Dave, Lex, all these people. It was kind of cool. And then got sponsored by Gymshark. And then like 3 days later, I won an overall at a show.
God, it was a really good week for you, huh?
It was killing it. It was going great.
Did all the ladies in high school, were they all flocking all over you?
I remember this moment so vividly.
He's looking at his girlfriend right now.
Yeah, I remember when I won. I was in this class, and let's just say my high school crush was in that class, and there was like a good amount of attractive females in this class.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of cool. And so I remember walking in after I won. And like the class gave me a standing ovation. As soon as I walked,
what the hell, dude?
They're like clapping, congratulating me. I was
Are you kidding me?
I was like, this is fucking cool. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
dude, you went to a cool high school.
It was cool. And then that class was really cool. So that was cool. And then I had this confidence. I remember walking around the hall. I didn't think I was hot shit, but I just remember I was like, wow, like people are aware of what just happened, and I was like, that feels good. I was just like, it's really cool,
Yeah.
I wasn't like a dick or anything with the confidence I had, but I was just like
fun.
happy.
Yeah.
So that was the ball got rolling. Then Greg just sent me a video. I just got all these followers, and collaboration, I'm telling you, is what got me here, because your name gets spread out with you and then Greg everywhere,
Yeah.
So and then quarantine happened, because that was my senior year. Quarantine happened, and then I lived with David for 5 months.
That's wild that you did. Yeah. But one thing I want to note is, during Anthony's cool man ovation,
I wanted to ask you about this.
What? Say it.
Wait, what are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that I was just at home watching and wanting to be low key wanting to do what Anthony's doing.
Dude, I want to be like you now.
Thanks, man.
Dude, but you also made a natty or not on me.
Oh! Yo!
Remember that?
Yes. I was trying everything under the sun, dude, to find a following.
Yes.
Because I was like, what the hell, bro? I can't get anyone to follow me. I don't get it. I was still figuring out social media. I made a natty or not on TikTok. I was like, natty or not, Anthony Mantello. And I was like, honestly, I think maybe he's just on something because he's just so big or something, blah, blah. I really don't remember truly what I said. I probably said
you said it wasn't natty.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he's natty, but he looks fucking great, and it's because he's pursuing a actual career in this.
Correct.
So, you saw that, right?
I saw.
Your friends
I
showed
saw
you?
it, and then my friend also sent it to me, and then I was just like, okay, look at this d-bag. That was it. That was it.
That's funny.
It was very funny. And then my story with you starts very soon.
Okay.
You remember? Do you remember this or no?
What part?
Okay. Well, just how we started. How
well,
our relationship
I
started.
remember how I started. I DM'd you.
Yeah, you DM'd me. You DM'd me twice.
You didn't answer.
I didn't answer, and then I saw you deleted it and resent it, and I thought I was cool. I was like, ha, caught him. Accept.
Got him.
and then,
yeah.
And then we collabed. And,
we collabed. Anthony thought that I was taking Clen.
Yeah,
I was so
dude, you looked
shredded.
insane. That video, I'm like, dude, I'm in prep, and I'm like X weeks out on X amount of stuff, and then you're just looking like Jess. I'm like, dude, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? I wish I have your physique right now.
It's just,
dude,
good. No, that was probably the best. Oh, I know. I looked like,
that was like after you're traveling or something. I remember you said you.
So I was cutting for a while, and then I went to Colorado, and then I must have just like dried out a shit ton, and then like 2 days, I think I got back, and within a day I was collaborating, and we were in the sun all day. And with that combination, my skin just sucked my whole muscle bellies.
Your back was insane,
dude. That was sick, man. That footage is good. I don't think I've grown since. I'm not gonna lie, being natty kind of sucks, guys.
For sure,
it is what it is. Like being natural. Like I plan to stay natural. I don't have like any desires to be huge or whatever, but like not making progress year on year is really boring.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean,
like maybe my shoulders have grown like a fucking smidge.
Yeah.
But then like the pump goes away, and I'm like, maybe they didn't. So do you feel like since I mean you're openly not natural?
Can you crack my?
We don't need what?
Crack it. It needs to be cracked.
This one?
Yeah. Try. Thank you.
We don't need to go into any like specifics on it, but do you find that you're like more motivated because you're like able to see this massive amount of progress over years? Or maybe not massive, but
it's
more?
Like, yeah, but it's also so like it's not like I'm trying to think how to describe it. So like obviously I have a goal of being a pro and having a physique I want to attain, right? And it's not like this steroid's gonna make you look like this. Oh, kind of, but it's not like, well, this one will give you shoulders, this one will give you chest. It's like you gotta put in the work.
Yeah.
And it's like you need whatever tool you need to get to that level. And like when you're on it, sure, there's an anabolic feeling of like an extra like aggression in the gym, like the pump, and like you kind of like maybe get more focused to the weights for sure. Like that's like what it'll make you feel like.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mr. Incredible.
What do you think about? I feel like it's almost glorified nowadays to be on gear.
I'm sorry.
Like you're almost cool.
All the new social media people that promote gear in the way they do, I hate it.
It's really toxic to
it
people.
Is. They're like,
if I was young, like when I was younger, it was like no one really talked about it. So that's why I'm natural.
Yes.
Like I watched David and was like, he's natty. I'm gonna go fucking stay natty. Jeff Side I thought was natural for years, and I was like, because he didn't talk about it, so I was like, I'll be natural and look like that too. Luckily, I have good genetics to where I kind of sort of look like these guys that I wanted to look like.
Yes,
but
really phenomenal, great.
Thanks, brother. But like nowadays, it's like people that look like they look good. They don't look insane, but they're like, yeah, I'm on gear. Like I'm on gear. I'm on gear.
Well, the issue is, I feel like nowadays with the whole I feel like that's a lot on TikTok, right? People are talking about gear easily on TikTok and stuff
because it gets views.
Exactly, people are curious about it.
That's all.
Trust me, I loved researching about it and then like finding like little videos or forums, whatever it was, to understand it and talk to people. So like and people would love to hear about it. So that's why I get a lot of views on TikTok. But nowadays, I don't know what it is. Maybe people were like, okay, gear will make me look like this physique, or this person's on gear, I'm gonna take gear. Like, they don't really think much about it. They just do it, and they don't really try. Like, dude, before I took anything, I was like, I aspired to have this physique without knowing it was on gear. Yeah, and then, like, it made me work really hard, and I was like, oh, and then I took it. And it's just like, I don't know, the way shit goes nowadays with like the way the generation's kind of going in the whole industry, it's kind of sad.
I saw a TikTok and no shade to Alpha Land whatsoever. Amazing gym. Love that place. Love the people. Yeah. But I saw a TikTok of this guy that was, and he's probably doing this to get more views, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That he's talking with his girlfriend. And he's like, I've never seen so many people vape while working out. Ugh. And I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, it's almost like there's this trend that like being a like little degenerate is like the move.
Cool.
Like no, I don't know. Like me, I've never been into that. Never really like I'm not gonna judge anybody that does it, but like I guess I am right now. I shouldn't, but I'm more like trying to evaluate the situation than judge. And it's like I wonder, like, obviously it's because social media, TikTok, Instagram, and like all these influencers, that are promoting gear and whatever, or maybe not they're promoting, but they're talk positively about it, like as if it's better to be on it than not. Yeah. And I feel like that culture is just like, it's like this own little high school culture of 17 and 18-year-olds that want to be on gear. They want to do drugs. They want to like have fun, like crazy stuff. And I'm like, what? Like when I was younger, I looked at Christian Guzman and was like, I'm going to be clean cut. Yeah. Like I want to pursue what he's doing, own businesses, be the fucking face of the fitness industry and like have my shit together before ever thinking about other stuff like that. And I feel like it's backwards now where they're like, no, let's do the fun part first. And then and then I'm just going to get clout. And it's super weird.
Well, you know what it is? It's who's highlighted on social media. Kind of tiptoe around this, but it's like, who is like the face of like your page? And who you see a lot, and what is their lifestyle like? Yeah. If you follow just a Christian Guzman, those clean cut people, sure, like you'll see it, and that's like your For You page type of thing. But like, if you follow like most of the majority fitness influencers, is going to be like that craziness. That we're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. That's why like I used to make like party vlogs and stuff, and people it was actually crazy. People like when I first started making party vlogs. It was more like when I met the Walshes because they were doing it, and I was like, and I was in the phase of posting so much that I was like, okay, like if we're gonna go out, like I'm just gonna film it and make a video. And I kind of like went on this lifestyle vlogging tangent, but disregarding that, it was like in the beginning people were like, there was people that loved it, there's people that just like hated it because it's like against fitness culture. Yeah, but now it's like very involved in fitness culture, and obviously there's different sides of the spectrum, but. I don't know. The fitness industry is interesting nowadays. It's so different than like when we were looking at it.
Well, there's also a shit ton more people, including us,
Yeah.
But like back then there was like, you probably count on like your hand of like your favorite fitness.
Yeah, there's probably 5 to 8.
Yeah. Now there's a shit ton, and everyone's so different, but a lot of them are like compiled in one group.
Yeah. People I feel like there's still like cliques in a way.
Yes.
Do you feel like social what pressures are you feeling from social media
to post? And maybe like because like that's the thing, like me as a person, I was never the most social media savvy person, like posting about myself. Like I did it because I liked it, but like now I feel like I have to post a lot, and like I like posting every couple of days, like update people, like the highlights. I don't like to post. There's some influencers that do this, like they'll post everything they do, every single drop, every single item restocking, whatever it is, and they flood your shit. And that's not what I like looking at, and that's not who I am. So I post like maybe a funny thing here or there, something that it's literally a joke I'll probably have with a friend or my girlfriend. I'm like, this is funny, I'm gonna post it.
Yeah, like us in the mirror in these outfits.
Yes,
like, boom.
And that's like it. And then sometimes with the pressure, it's like, I guess for me, it's like to be more consistent, which I do want to do, and that's really it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing negative, I feel like.
That's good then.
For my part.
You definitely have a healthy relationship, I feel like, with social media for the most part.
For sure.
But I remember you told me a long time ago, like after you like rebound out after your show, you had like a really like dark time of like social media, and like Gymshark reached out and was like, where have you been? All that stuff. What happened there? If you want to
that was after my second show, which is tied with my first show. It was 2 weeks after my first show, right? After I won that overall, I got applauded in the class, right? Felt confident. Girls were looking at me. Shit was cool. Then I did a show 2 weeks later. Got last place. That's not what made me eat, but like typically you see with social media now too. This is a good topic if we want to get into it. How
do it?
Okay. Why the fuck are cookies a big ass thing in the fitness world now? Those huge cookies you eat after a show.
The crumble cookie type things?
No, like
like the dense, like huge things. Yeah,
that's now like a tradition post show.
Well, you know what? It's like fitness, and not just the fitness industry. Fitness, bodybuilding, competing in general. Like. It's such an extreme.
Yes.
And then it's almost like it's expected that you're just going to be binging. And like, it's almost like, no, you're supposed to have a cake ready for you when you step off stage. When I had a snack and I was like chilling, bro.
You're done.
Like I was full. I was like, damn, like I actually don't want food. Yeah. Like I'm so full. I'm glad I didn't rebound badly.
That was my mistake.
But like, you ate like a ton, right?
Because
why did you eat a lot?
Because of social media. Because what I used to see, people used to get donuts after the show. They used to eat whatever. They used to these crazy concoctions of food, right?
Yeah.
The ones that look pretty on Instagram. So I was like, I remember messaging my friend that lived in Florida where I was competing. I told her to bring me a dozen donuts, and she did. And then I like took a bite of all the donuts, and then I went out to eat, got a burger, and I ate all this food, and I didn't know to stop. So when I kept eating it, I made a whole video about it. Like my body was a sponge. It just absorbed everything, held on to it, didn't know when I was going to get food again. So just retained it all. And I got fucking bloated, fat, gross. And I was shredded out of my gills. And then I was fat and gross. So
in like a matter of 2-3 days,
literally 25 pounds in 3 days.
Dude, that is just insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like so many people don't realize that like after a show, if you don't, obviously, and it takes like practice basically, like to do things right after a show.
It took me, this is now three years later, I was able to finally reverse perfect. Nothing's perfect, but really fucking well.
Hell of a lot better and healthy.
Yeah, and I was still shredded, so that was cool.
Yeah, because I feel like everyone now it's like almost like who has the cooler post show snack.
Yeah, it's just everything.
It's so bad.
Everything is like boasting or who's cool or bad or whatever.
Yeah,
you know.
What did you think of my competition and how I did it in 2 weeks? Because my fear when I was doing that was people are gonna think I'm like disrespecting the community or something.
No.
But like some people got butthurt.
Really?
Yeah. I won't say who, but like someone left a big ass comment on my like preparing video, not the show day, like the one before it. Big ass comment, basically like disregarding all of my hard feelings and was like, "It's a beautiful process. It's not this difficult.
Yeah.
Is this a skit? Go back to eating French toast." And I was like,
"Oh my god!"
I read it when
I was
half.
Is this a known person?
Yes.
Is it like fully known or like semi-known?
Well, like back like before I was like larger on social media, I'd be like, "Oh, that guy's like one of the top 7."
I can't wait to hear after this podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So my perspective was, so me, obviously, like, we have a good friendship and everything. So I was like, it's very Jesse James West style.
Yeah.
It's for a video for sure. I mean, I know you're competing for a video, but also it's like, okay, think about it. This is your job. So like you're cutting the time you can give towards the show, which was what, 2 weeks you said? 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. So
2 weeks at home, but like a month before of like just getting lean. But yeah.
So I mean, like, no, I didn't find disrespect out of it. Hey, if you won like a really good show, maybe like a pro show doing that, it'd be like, what the fuck? That's kind of disrespectful to all the other people. But like, hey, good for you. You can do that. Why does it matter? You know?
Yeah. No,
so I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought you looked crazy. I remember looking at your post. I'm showing my girlfriend. I'm like, look at Jesse. Like he looks like a Greek god. He looks so good. The hair, the muscle.
Yeah,
like it's just such perfect natural physique.
Thank you. Yeah. You were saying, what were you saying? Like back in the day before steroids?
Yes.
That's what I would like.
You would literally, so like the statues they would build back in like the ancient times, the Greek times, is like what they envisioned a natural, beautiful physique to be. And it was you. Because think about it. Like, they didn't have gyms. They didn't have all these new equipments. They had stones and whatever they had to lift. So no one had muscle really. No one could train with good equipment or diet. And now there's you.
Yeah, guys, I looked like somebody who didn't have access to a gym.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever I'm sure I will compete again. Like I was gonna like do this whole like winter prep and stuff for like kind of like content, and I was just like, it's so hard. I only did 2 weeks. Like actually doing a full prep. It's insane. Like how people do this while having normal jobs. Like that's the crazy. Like we do this for a living. Us going to the gym is like work. You know, like us dieting is like part of the job.
I will say lifestyle though, for sure. Like, dude, because I did my first show when I was in high school and I was on a nice regimented schedule that it was easy because I had the nice schedule. I knew when to eat. I would go to the bed at the same time every day. Kind of like when I prep now and it's like I don't really have a schedule too much. It's like my sleep schedule's all over the place. It's no day is the same, and it kind of messes with you a little bit. But it depends on what works better for you. Right on.
So I wanted to talk also about what's wrong with bodybuilding in 2022, and I know that's kind of vague, but what do you think is wrong with it?
Everyone thinks they can compete, which you totally can. But are you gonna be good at it? And no, most people aren't ready to actually like win a show. Yeah. Some people they see like, ooh, my favorite fitness influencer competed. I want to do it. So they do it. But like, you're like a buck. You're small, you know? Yeah. You're not fully ready to compete.
They're not fully prepared.
No. And I'm not even talking about like conditioning. I'm talking about like mass and time in the gym and actually having like a structure, a sculpture to present to the judges that are going to judge your body. So I mean, I guess you could say that. But I mean, I do feel like people probably just want to do it as like a check mark on their life. Potentially. You know, you never know what
that kind of does is like... it kind of makes it where it's like it's lack of what is it, like barrier to entry or something. You know what I'm talking about? Like
to a degree, I'm trying to understand.
So it's like anyone can do it. Yeah. But if you look at it like this, is anyone can do these amateur shows. But which is great. Go do it, try it out for the first time. Maybe it'll change. Maybe they'll do it and be like, all right, that's what I'm gonna pursue, and then they go on that path to become the next Mr. Olympia. Yeah. But it's like I feel like you should almost compare it like the next level of like, all right, like I competed in an amateur show? Yeah.
Regional,
a regional. And, I didn't make it to the next level. But, like, if you just look at it, like, maybe you should just look from, like, there up instead. You know what I mean? Because, everyone does want to compete. And, like, with things like summer shredding, like, anyone can sign up. Anyone can go. I always found that interesting where it's like you got like pro bodybuilders competing in summer shredding against like a 14-year-old that's never like, and he's just trying, man. But it's like super weird. Like, there needs to be like levels to it. I think there has to be.
That's what they have. They have the regional, the national, and then pro, and then the Olympia.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, Andrew Jack. Do you know who he is?
Oh yeah.
He was an amateur a year ago. He literally just swept his way through because he never competed. And a dude, I saw some on Instagram yesterday. The Dubai had their first pro show this weekend.
Yeah.
Like yesterday. They had the amateur show to get your pro card at the beginning of the weekend. So maybe like a Friday. A dude went pro. Then he competed in the pro show and he won the overall at the pro show.
What the hell?
So like think about it. People can just never compete, have a great physique, decide to hop in and just whip the competition, which is cool.
Imagine if there's just somebody waiting for Cbum and just like gonna knock him and dethrone his ass. Like they're like, I'm gonna compete in like 2 years and just dethrone him completely.
Yeah. I've always had a view on bodybuilding a certain way. It's political for sure because they want to be a great, well-known. They want to be bigger. It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Cbum has over 10 million followers.
Bro, that man is so big on
you know how big of a reach he has?
Oh my God. I know. Literally not letting him. If he wins again, it's just like it's just like smart. Like,
yeah. If someone else like.
They'd have to blow him out of the water.
Yeah, for it to be like, if it's close, like I'm sure they'll be like, Cbum, you know?
How many years do you think Cbum will win it in a row?
Probably until he retires, for sure. Like, I'm not, his physique, obviously, he holds the Mr. Olympia. He has the physique to look it.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm just saying, the power of 10 million followers to any company is insane. He completely, like, every single year, it's never like, oh, Breon looked like he should have won that year. No, he deserved all 3 Olympia he has. Yeah. And I still think he will have it all the way until he retires.
You see that he got a new coach?
Yeah, Hani Rambod.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it's a smart decision. He has 20 Mr. Olympia wins under his belt. Wow. Jeremy Buendia was like my biggest motivator when I wanted to compete for men's physique. And he coaches some great athletes and they're all win Mr. Olympias here and there.
Damn. Do you think like obviously we always hear about how men's physique's getting bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. Do you think that it's just going to keep getting bigger? Or what do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. If you look at the evolution of it since when it started, like 2014, it was literally like beach body. Now it's like bubbly craziness, dude. There's some physiques, they're just crazy. It's just like, it's kind of funny. It kind of looks like they're like, put steroids in your chest, delts, back, and like waist, just like nothing,
Yeah. Is that just genetics, or like pick and choosing what you're training?
I don't know, dude. I am not even at the level to understand it either. But like, I don't know.
I feel like Cbum literally could put on trunks and win men's physique because he's so like a triangle.
Too big,
I guess so.
But like he would
still like could do well.
He probably could. Like if he was a little bit downsized, he probably could.
Yeah.
But yeah, men's physique guys, I don't know. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And think about it: is anyone's physique gonna get smaller as they keep competing? No. They're just constantly training. Eating.
Who motivates you the most right now? What do you look at?
You.
Aw, I was hoping you'd say that. For real. Like you look at someone, you're like, that shit makes me do some shit,
I don't think I'm lying here, Ali. If I'm lying here, tell me and call me out. But I don't really think I have one. And if it is, it's like just myself and my goals.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I don't know, I don't really.
Is he lying?
Oh yeah, Dave. I like Dave.
Inspo.
Yeah, definitely inspiration for sure.
Yeah.
But because I know Dave so much, like for some things, other things, Dave, you keep that for yourself. But for some things, I definitely enjoy the inspiration getting from Dave. Yeah, but it's not even like an idolizing thing. It's just like we're like on a level like me and you are.
Yeah, yeah.
That it's just like, oh, you do that,
it's
like
motivation in a way. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel like personally, I don't like people who motivate me. Mm-hmm. It's hard. I feel like The Rock is like the next thing I look at. Honestly, I would say, I'll be honest. No, Logan Paul. Yeah. I'd say Logan Paul is like, now I'm saying like, oh, that's my dream. But like he went the path and obviously he had his like curves on the fucking road.
Yeah.
But like he literally climbed his way to the top. He's a WWE star. And I'm like, that's shit that I want to conquer. Not WWE, but like something else that's that big. That's what I want to fucking conquer.
I mean, he was on Disney with Jake, right?
He went YouTube, Disney,
YouTube, Disney,
canceled, YouTube, celebrity.
Yeah, that's it, and that's pretty cool. Like taking YouTube to go to a higher level.
I think when you get to a point where you literally don't need YouTube anymore, it's like you make that choice to still be in the limelight because like if he just disappeared, it's like, what did you go through to disappear? But he just climbed his way, and he's like doesn't have to do YouTube. He just wants to be an entertainer elsewhere. And I
That's
always
definitely inspiring too.
It's so cool. And I'm like, that's something that I want to do. I want to be like, I want to look back. Like, I'm not going to do YouTube forever. Like, you just, no one, no one
trust me.
does.
You told me your plan before. You want to retire in the woods in a cabin, some shit like that in Colorado.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I still do have like this. I think I want to be 50% retired, but also 50% be like flip a switch and go do these crazy things.
Okay.
So it's like my dream of a very happy, successful life for the future is housewife, kids, dog, fucking in the woods, very woodsy house, beautiful fall leaves I see everywhere. Like, it'll be on the East Coast. I'm an East Coast kid.
Oh yeah, so am I.
Yeah. And then like somewhere in the woods that's like very like 10 minutes away from like mainland sort of type thing. Like a Liver King ranch.
Yes.
You know, like he just has it together, bro. Yes, like Liver King.
Obviously I wasn't there. You were, but like
where you could turn off and like you don't exist to the outside world. But then when you get that call from fucking your agent that's like, hey, we want you on a red carpet here. It's like, all right, I'll be there. Take my helicopter, fucking fly across the sea. Boom.
You're Batman, dude. You can just fly.
Dude,
does he fly?
I'm fucking Batman. No, Batman has like
a car.
Batman doesn't have superpowers, bro.
He has my car.
Does he?
Yeah. No, he doesn't. My car looks like the Batmobile.
Oh, well, Batman, I don't think Batman has superpowers. He just like has all these tech gadgets and can beat the shit out of everybody.
I don't really watch. Is he Marvel? I don't know, dude.
No, he's DC. Ah, God.
I don't watch any of this stuff.
You're gonna get ripped apart.
I know. I don't watch any of this stuff, but what did we watch? I don't know. We watched some movie with, it was The Dark Knight Rises. That's why.
Oh, yeah. That's like Dave's pre-workout.
Yes.
I did that.
And then, so I was like his car and his gadgets and the whole, like,
But I think overall, having some motivators in my life, like Logan Paul, like The Rock and stuff, just people that conquered life. Yeah. And being able to sort of be like the Liver King in my future of disappear, do my own thing, be happy with my family, like that's priority, and then be able to do this work when I'm needed there and like conquer entertainment. I think if I left the world of social media and entertainment, I wouldn't be fulfilled. Okay. Like the only thing I'd be fulfilled in is like a family life, which could be obviously majority of my fulfillment. But in my opinion, I'm like, there's this part of me that just like wants to entertain and like, I have this little attention whore character trait about myself that I have to be the lead singer.
I like it. Yeah.
Like I have lead singer syndrome, I always say. Okay. Where bro, like it's like in the most non-narcissistic way. I just like, and I like doing things alone. Yeah. But like obviously this is like collaboration, but for sure. I like doing things alone, especially on YouTube now. It's like different. I want to collab with people, but there's a lot of videos that like I just want to make shit on my own and not have to rely on people and just be able to be self-sustainable until I want to just live in the woods. Yeah. It's so. Would you live in the woods?
I like the suburbs, but not like woods. You know, I like the typical Jersey life.
Yeah. Well,
in a nice area. I
think
like north.
I feel like we covered quite a lot. I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Subscribe, give it a 5-star rating if you're watching on any other platforms, and go follow Anthony down below at Anthony Mantello on Instagram and YouTube. And we will see you guys in the next one. Do you want to say it?
Oh, is it peace out?
I'll say it 1, 2, 3, and then you say it. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Peace out. Stay relentless. Is that it? I forget. It's been so long.
And don't forget to stay relentless. Fuck. 1, 2, 3. And don't forget to stay relentless. Peace. Got it, baby.